Then you get in the room, then you can make way more than 500.
That nigga Lil Russell plateaued at 300 bands per month and
sure,
said, "I gotta get to that
sure.
500."
For sure.
Bro. So Paramount won Warner Brothers because
Yeah.
of what you said.
Because they put out more bread.
No, because that lady, bro,
Oh, Susan Rice.
Susan Rice, bro.
Listen, bro.
Donald Trump wasn't fucking
They
with
don't
her.
want them. Netflix don't want enemies, man. They don't want enemies. Why would you
No.
want? Why would you want enemies with the highest power in the nation?
Donald Trump vetoed the deal the next day. He was like, "Nah, fuck that. I'm gonna get
I
short."
mean, if he could, he would.
Now he can't veto the deal, but he didn't. What happened was Netflix doesn't want CNN, so that was the whole sticking point. They simply don't want CNN.
Well, Warner Brothers has a tremendous amount of debt too. I mean that they knew about. So I just think the deal ultimately at that dollar amount, 110 billion, just financially didn't make sense. Because then you take that on as a company, you have to figure out a way to offload that debt. So and then you have to look at the asset, which is Warner Brothers, and ask yourself, is it worth this much money actually?
I'm gonna be honest, it's not worth the $80 billion that they promised at first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you know that, then it's like you're gonna pay more. Like
no, I mean, but if it came down to that point, they wouldn't have gotten into it at first. What really happened was, this is what they explained. They explained that they tried to package it in such a way that they didn't have to take on CNN, and there was just no getting around that. Warner Brothers doesn't want to sell everything but CNN. They want CNN involved in the deal.
It's the whole
and
shit.
so Paramount was willing to take that on, and
I'm sure they were. Because they paid $110 billion for this company. Why?
I mean, they haven't paid $1 yet.
Well,
So,
I mean, they're paying with $40 billion personally guaranteed. So what we've been is saying is why.
what I'm assuming is Paramount is going to stay involved in this deal long enough for Netflix to move on, and then Paramount's going to pull out the deal. I don't think Paramount wanted the deal. I think Paramount wanted to block Netflix from controlling as much of the market as they would have. So I'm genuinely assuming that because Paramount wasn't interested in this prior, they'll go back to that. There's nothing that Paramount needs.
I think because with HBO, some of those other assets, they've already talking about how they're gonna integrate
Of course.
everything. So I think that Paramount's heavily happy about this, and they're gonna it's gonna go through.
I mean, okay.
Because then again, they have control over CNN, CBS,
They don't
a
need
lot of
that.
these other entities.
It doesn't make them more money in the long run. What they'll have
It's
to
not about money though. It's about
control, right?
it's the narrative. It's the, you can shape
okay.
you can shape the media. You can shape because
So-
everybody like
I think,
Elon
I understand this.
has Twitter, Mark Zuckerberg has Meta. You got to have some type of media component right nowadays to really.
Paramount is Paramount. They have many media components. They own a large share of media networks. So they have the ability to control the narrative.
That's a fact.
Whatever narrative
That's
they
a
want to.
fact.
They don't need Warner Brothers to further push their narrative. And here's something else that's recently happened. I don't know if you watched this clip that I sent you. There's a CBS news reporter. Who is CBS owned by?
CBS is owned by Paramount.
Yeah, there was a CBS News reporter showcasing a Iranian celebration celebrating Donald Trump. The information that the news reporter received was, "Don't report this." But did you put it
Is
together?
this 60 Minutes? You talking about?
No, this is not 60 Minutes.
Okay.
This is a guy on the street. I sent it to the chat. He's reporting about people celebrating Donald Trump on the CBS network. His bosses say, "Hey, don't report that part." So again, the control that you guys think they're trying to have, they're not even utilizing the platforms they have to control in that manner. So it doesn't
There is
make
a story that was reported about someone doing a story on 60 Minutes that negatively highlighted the president, and that story was killed. So I had to pull it up on the shit.
you will have to
So,
pull it up,
yeah.
but we've talked about this numerous times to the point that even if you just take the information I said, the goal is to control media networks. So, and this is Donald Trump's goal because he controls everything. His goal is to be seen in a favorable light. right? CBS, which is owned by Paramount, who is Donald Trump's friend, your assertion is that they're trying to control these networks to push out narrative shaping stories in his favor. They're not doing that. So why do you think that happened? Like, why do you think that this guy was told not to celebrate Donald Trump on the network that Donald Trump apparently is puppeteering?
I need more information to really.
Okay, so let's have this conversation. Is everything we do on our platform ratings driven?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. If we were a bigger
Well,
platform.
not everything, but
Okay.
most of what we do. Yeah.
Many things are. If we were a bigger platform, would more things that we do be ratings driven?
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what I'm suggesting to you is people are showing things on TV screens that other people tune in for. They're never going to tune in for things they don't want to see. They're going to turn the TV off. People want to see Donald Trump displayed as a villain. So CBS, which is owned by the guys who are friends with Donald Trump, still portray him as a villain.
It's business. Yeah, that makes sense.
So again, why are we? What is it that we are fearing? There's none of this is happening,
What?
though it could be already. So why spend more money to do what we could currently do?
It just a quest for more power and more control just naturally makes sense in the case of business. It's like if
You
I
really
could,
believe
if I
that?
could corner the market
Mhm.
completely, right, then it's likely that I could spin whatever narrative that I want. So why not do that if we have the resources available to do so?
So you think business works like, okay, because I'm Apple and I have more of a market share than Microsoft, I should go by Microsoft, even though we don't service the same type
But
of
that's all.
customer?
That's what Apple has done historically. That's how
Apple didn't buy Microsoft.
No, but I'm saying like they bought several companies, right? They bought Beats, right, back in the day for $1 billion.
That's a
like,
completely
Meta-
different market, though. That's headphones. They haven't bought any other computer. They didn't go buy.
Oh, you're saying in the same. Well,
So what you're suggesting is that people who have money spend it because that makes sense to them. What I'm suggesting is they spend it in ways that make sense. They don't just spend it because they have it type shit. Like, oh, I
yeah,
got
well,
the
like
money.
Meta bought Instagram, right, for $1 billion. Or Facebook bought Instagram for $1
Facebook
billion.
bought Instagram. Those are two completely different things.
Yeah, it's social media
Facebook
though.
didn't
It's-
go buy MySpace.
Correct. No, yeah. Operationally
Or Black
different,
Planet.
but
They-
still all
they
in the
buy-
same category. So I'm saying if you're a business, you'll go out and acquire assets or do mergers to increase
But you
your
don't.
foothold.
But you don't buy your competitor. Instagram and Facebook weren't natural competitors.
That's correct. That's
So again, all of this is just serving the point of, bro, we gotta really get to the point where we're actually considering things past Donald Trump. Like literally. Because that's all we're ever doing is saying this is happening because he's an evil guy. If you can point out something sometime where we're not doing that, we're discussing actual ideas. Please, but it has to be a certain point where we're discussing the merits of the ideas, the inner workings of the systems, the structures, and the things that will benefit us individually.
Yeah, we just did.
Yeah, okay.
With Iran.
Okay, and yeah, so, gang, yeah. Just wait to see what happens with Paramount. They're going to put out the deal in a
Let's
few months.
see what happens.
Yeah.
Netflix is gonna get $2.8 billion for this anyway, for the deal not going through.
Right,
So,
I'm like, it looks like a lot of different.
their stock price. Oh my bad. Their stock price went up as a result of
Who
this
they gonna
deal
get that from?
not going through. The 2.8 billion.
Yeah.
That was a part of the deal.
The other day you saw something and then you sent it to the group chat. It was a white guy talking to, was it EYL, about how he should do business deals moving forward.
Yeah.
How a lot of the time you don't get the money that's written on paper.
Yeah.
If it wasn't delivered in cash, you're probably not going to get it. they're probably not going to get $2.8 billion.
Well, I mean, either way, their stock price went up as a result of them not getting the deal. Because I mean, I guess shareholders and investors see that they're not acquiring a company with a whole bunch of debt, and then now there's more certainty on the path forward. People like certainty. People like stability. So their stock price went up as a result, and they're gonna just continue to focus on producing their own original content and shit like that.
Just one last thing to continue to speculate about Netflix. I believe that stock price is going to drop considerably in the coming months when they realize that their merger.
The podcast shit is a dub.
It's a over with. It's completely finished.
Overly dub. I mean, it's too soon to say. Well, let's move. Let's
Let's just hit that real quick because at the point where Breakfast Club is begging at the end of every 4-minute clip they put on YouTube, please come and watch us on Netflix. They got to do podcasts and interviews with other people about how people not showing up. Man, I could see if look, gang, we're not coming. I tried to tell you guys, I don't know. And that's what Jay-Z was trying to tell us about the ownership bag. You niggas wanted to sell real quick to Netflix as opposed to keep that ownership. And now we got...
But there is somebody that has a significant ownership stake in this, and that's Charlamagne. So...
And Charlotte, again, that $200 million, did they deliver it in cash, Charlamagne? Because that's equity. And as soon as your stock drops, as soon as Breakfast Club isn't making all of this money and your image isn't being perpetuated, and so the rest of your podcast networks, I haven't seen Brilliant Idiots in 2 months either. So, again, make sure you get that delivered in cash when they tell you a big number. Because I'm not following over to Netflix. And unless there's some sort of sweetheart deal that Netflix is going to do for whatever reason to say, okay, guys, you can go back over to YouTube and not give us exclusive rights and we'll still pay you the money. I don't understand what's going to happen next.
Well,
but I do know Ebro, Laura, and Rosenberg are going to win.